Welcome! I love the Uncharted series. When it comes to adventure games, they're easily one of the best. As soon as I heard the series referred to as Dude Raider, I was interested. Now, I know that wasn't necessarily meant as a compliment, but I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan, so that anything else that can give me a similar experience, I'm there for. That said, I do think Uncharted is definitely its own wonderful thing. So let's have a go at ranking them in ascending order. Although in my opinion, they're all absolutely fantastic games and you can't go wrong with any. And I'm going to kick this list off with Uncharted Golden Abyss, a launch and PlayStation Vita exclusive game. It gave us a full-on Uncharted adventure in handheld mode. It showed not only the power of the Vita, giving us a full console quality experience in handheld, but just how good an Uncharted game can be on the go. This game is a prequel. It stars, of course, Nathan Drake, and he's on a hunt for the lost city of Kavera. He's aided by fellow treasure hunter Marissa Chase, and he's there with an old friend helping guide the way. Of course, nothing goes to plan. It all goes a bit skew-whiff, because that's what happens in an Uncharted game. The only reason this is in last place is because it used every single one of the Vita's features, including the rear touchscreen. You can only play it on a PlayStation Vita. There's no other way to do it. And with the Vita not having been the greatest seller in Sony's backlog, it's just the least accessible. That's my only reason for placing it where it is. If you've got a Vita, pick it up, because in my opinion, it's the best game on the entire console. It's hard to believe in the age of remasters that we seem to be in, they haven't tried to bring this to consoles yet. Maybe one day, if we're really lucky. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. This is billed as a standalone expansion to Uncharted 4, but it is more than that. It's its own game and should be classed as that, so if it's been ignored by you, which it has been by many as just an expansion, please do pick it up. It's nice and cheap, and it is a full-on Uncharted adventure. The only thing it is missing is Nathan Drake, because, well, if you've played Uncharted 4, you know why. Instead, we are with Chloe Frazier, that's who you play as, and Nadine Ross, as they're on their own treasure hunt for the Tusk of Ganesh. In India, we travel from the cities to the mountain ranges. There's even an open world or open zone segment, depending how you want to describe it, which is nice to see Naughty Dog innovating and trying to add new things. It's a great time to be had. Yes, I do miss Nathan Drake, but there are some other familiar characters which you'll encounter along the way. No spoilers, of course. And the essence of the Uncharted games, the blueprint that was laid down from the first game, is followed here absolutely perfectly. And it just happens to look fantastic as well. It's hard to believe that this most recent entry came out all the way back in 2017. I know they're more focused on The Last of Us these days, but come on, Naughty Dog, it's time for another Uncharted adventure. The fans deserve it.
Sorry, mate.
And now we're into the main series, which makes this very difficult for me, because in my opinion, they're all 10 out of 10 games, truly. But I'm going to put Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the first game, in this slot. It was the beginning of this marvellous series, and it introduced us to a lot of the characters, including, of course, Nathan Drake himself, our main hero. It's got a lot of Sully in it, and he's one of my favourite supporting characters. I really enjoy his involvement here. We get to see how Drake and Elena first meet, and we also learn about the ring that he wears around his neck, as he is hunting for Sir Francis Drake's coffin, which begins the adventure for the lost city of El Dorado, the City of Gold. Now, I would recommend playing this as part of the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection if you can on the PS4 or PS5. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the PS3 version, and when it came out it really showed just the power of that console and what could be done. But the remasters do look a little bit prettier. In fact, they do look like PS4 8th generation games, and just a couple of little quality improvements. It is so impressive that Naughty Dog got it right with this series first time, and it's no wonder that it kicked off what it did. Also, if you haven't played this one but you've played some of the more recent entries in the series, don't worry about it. Doesn't matter if you play it out of order, you'll still enjoy it. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. No, I'm not trying to upset people who think that the second one is the greatest. As I've said, they're all 10 out of 10 games. This is just my opinion. And no, I'm not just going in release order either. This is the game which many people, as I've already said, consider the best, and I can see why. This time we go on an adventure to the Himalayas. We're accompanied by Chloe Frazier. It's the first time we meet her, actually, and she's not a bad-looking lass, let's be honest. Elena also features as well as fan favourite Sully. They are going on a search for the mythical Shambhala, and they have a little lead to get them started. This is far more globe-trotting than the first game. There's a much larger variety of locations. It's a little bit longer as well. Fantastic deep story. There's absolutely nothing negative I can say about this game whatsoever. The gameplay's superb. The story twists and turns from beginning to end. There's a supernatural element, as there was in the first game as well. War criminal Zoran is a fantastic baddie, and fighting the militia never gets old, especially the helicopter parts as well. Oh, and the tank. No spoilers, but that's good fun. Obviously, it's a made-up story, but the amount of research that must have gone into making it to base it on true things like Marco Polo the Explorer, really impressive. It won a humongous amount of awards, is considered to be one of the greatest video games ever made, and one of the most significant titles for the 7th console generation. If that's not one hell of a CV for a game, I don't know what is.
I sure hope you know what you're doing.
I don't have the faintest idea.
Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. And again, I reassure you, I'm not just going in release order, it's just how it worked out. This takes place 2 years after the second game. This time you are searching for the legendary lost city of Iram of the Pillars. This was quite a brave choice, as with the first games, we'd all heard of the legends of what he was searching for, the lost city of gold, Shambhala, but this is a legend that most of us probably aren't familiar with, and I dare say that gave them a little bit more license to stretch it and make it their own, which is no bad thing. And once you've played this game, you will of course know a lot about it. It's really interesting actually, especially if you're a bit of a history buff like me. Our competition this time is a secret society. How cool is that? Very Indiana Jones. This secret society is led by Sully's former employer, a lady called Catherine Marlowe. We do get some flashback sequences to when Drake was a young boy, and it shows how he met Sully and a little bit of the background between Sully and Catherine Marlowe as well. I do know these flashback sequences are people's least favourite thing about the game. I will admit, by the time I played it through 3 times, I was ready to skip through it on my 4th, but I don't think they spoil it in any way, just the least favourite part. The globe-trotting, as before, is phenomenal. There's some stupendous desert scenes, which are the most cinematic in my humble opinion. And who can forget that part where he goes out the plane without a parachute? It's just awesome.
Not going down there without some hardware.
Go talk to that rug merchant we just passed.
Guns, weapons.
He's not really a rug merchant.
Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. I've been fighting with myself whether to put this as number 1 or not. My rationale being that the sections where he's young, the first playthrough, they're fantastic, really add to the story. Playthroughs after that, they're a bit boring and you can't get through them very quickly. So that's my dilemma, but I just adore this story, especially because it's about pirates, or pirate treasure to be precise. Pirates in fiction are cool. A modern day adventure hunting for lost pirate treasure, super cool. And I also really like the whip element as well. It made the platforming even more fun. Yes, you could say they're just going for pure Indiana Jones here, but I love Indiana Jones. So to me, that's a compliment and a very good thing. You've got the full cast, apart from Chloe actually, she's not in this, but everybody else is in it, including a new addition. Just on the very slight off chance you've not played this game, I won't say any more because I don't want to spoil it for you, because it's obviously a huge twist that's integral to the game. I just think this game is phenomenal. I'm gutted that it's the last one with Nathan Drake. With the series being so popular and so profitable, I can only hope that this isn't truly Drake's last adventure. I'm sure we could have a prequel trilogy, or they could just have him come out of retirement because he gets into debt or feels like it. Elena leaves him and runs away with the milkman. Something. Just any reason to give us another Nathan Drake adventure. But if this is truly to be the last time we play as Nathan Drake, they really sent him off with one hell of a bang.
I like the hand we've been dealt.
I also want to give an honorary mention to the fan film starring Nathan Fillion. Not only is it infinitely better than the poor film we got at the pictures, it goes to show that the only person that should play Nathan Drake is Nathan Fillion. He even looks like him, come on. He's a great star, an impressive CV of his own, and he's also a big fan of gaming and Uncharted. He's done quite a few interviews about how much he really wanted this role. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out on YouTube. I'm sure you'll agree with me. If they decide to make another film or TV series, here's hoping he gets the part. Please do let me know what you think of my list in the comments, where you would have placed each game. It's all opinions, and I'm interested to hear yours. And I'd really appreciate it if you could tickle the like and subscribe buttons. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Ta-da!